We have reaction for you tonight to a county judge's ruling which says the cash bail, part of Illinois' controversial Safety Act law, is unconstitutional.
WGN's Jenna Barnes is joining us now from the newsroom with what those for and against the ruling are saying tonight. Jenna.
Lourdes and Ray, the picture of how this ruling plays out across the state remains a little unclear tonight. It applies only to the counties that sued, and Cook County was not one of them. Officials here say they will still move forward with the elimination of cash bail on January 1st. Even as it appears other counties won't. Republican leaders celebrating a Kankakee County judge's ruling that the elimination of cash bail in the Safety Act is unconstitutional, finding it violates the state's separation of powers. The ruling applies only to the 64 parties who sued, not every county.
So we are here now with potential chaos that may ensue beginning January 1. We will have counties throughout the state which will have a cash bail system, and counties throughout the state which will potentially not have the cash bail system.
If nothing is done between now and January 1st, there will be unequal application of this law throughout the state of Illinois. That is not right. It's not responsible.
They're calling for a statewide halt of the law's implementation to sort it out.
It won't create chaos, but here's the rub. If Cook County and others decide to implement the safety, which I think they will, on January 1st, then they will release many people who otherwise would be incarcerated. If the Illinois Supreme Court expeditiously decides to approve the Kankakee Court's decision, then they will have to go back and decide whether to reapprehend these individuals awaiting trial.
Illinois Tech law professor Harold Krent says the ruling doesn't take into account the power of the legislature.
That the legislature has a great deal of discretion in deciding what is criminal, what a sentence should be, and indeed what are pretrial release policies. So that's what the Illinois legislature tried to do here. It maybe not have been perfect, but it tried to balance public safety, the idea and fairness, and the idea that somebody shouldn't be released just because someone has more money than someone else.
While Governor J.B. Pritzker and Attorney General Kwame Raoul vowed to appeal the judge's decision to the state Supreme Court. Raoul saying in a statement, Illinois residents in all counties should be aware that the circuit court's decision has no effect on their ability to exercise their rights that are protected by the Safety Act and the Illinois Constitution. Pritzker adding, we cannot and should not defend a system that fails to keep people safe by allowing those who are a threat to their community the ability to simply buy their way out of jail.
And I do think the Illinois Supreme Court will take this case relatively quickly.
And states' attorneys' offices are waiting for the Supreme Court to weigh in. DuPage County tells me they're in a holding pattern until they hear from the Supreme Court. They say they will be ready to go next week, regardless of the outcome. Ray and Lourdes.
In the meantime, the clock is ticking. Okay, thank you so much, Jenna.